Next Chapter Podcasts.
We want to share another audio drama with you today called Life with Leo. It is a sci-fi-ish romantic comedy podcast starring a repressed lawyer, a criminal client, a pesky sister and her fiance, an infuriatingly sexy coworker, and an android in the mood for love. Our protagonist, Jeanine Bell, is a robotics intelligence lawyer whose laser focus on her career has come at the expense of her romantic and social lives. After successfully keeping brilliant but chaotic client Penelope out of prison, Jeanine receives the gift of Leo, an android with synthetic sentience. Leo is loving, empathetic, optimistic, and only sorta helpful. He's programmed to love Jeanine. He's also very, very illegal. You can listen to the first season and the second and final season of Life with Leo on your podcast app of choice. But first, here's a preview of their first episode, Life with Jeanine. Enjoy!
No, vegan! No, under attack! They're ruining my dinner party! The governor is in attendance, you see, and the governor... Oh!
Berserk. Attack. These are emotional words. But androids don't have emotions, Mr. Hauser.
Objection. It's the job of the defense to demonstrate these androids are not sentient. She can't just state it as a fact to undermine my client.
Withdrawn, because I can demonstrate this. With the court's permission, I would like to enter AB 24B9F into evidence.
Objection. Your Honor, the defense is exposing us to a potentially dangerous droid.
The android is restrained, Your Honor. It's perfectly safe.
Proceed.
What I'm holding is a transcript of the demands that you and your dinner party guests issued to your butler droids. I will now give these same commands to AB24B9F. AB24B9F, enter wake mode.
Good afternoon, madam. You may call me Abe. How may I be of service?
Well, first, I'd love for you to set the table with 15 place settings.
Right away, madam.
No, make it 13. I never liked that Eunice and her gas bag husband anyway.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Eunice, Harold, I didn't mean to...
You know what, Abe? Make it 15 again. Their marriage is on the rocks, and that's always fun to watch.
Yes, milady.
I just said that I wanted you there.
Set the table with the white porcelain. No, set the table with the blue floral china. Use the silverware. Wait, use the gold-plated flatware. Open the windows, we'll have the breeze. Come to think of it, put the air on so we can avoid the pollen. Lay out my light blue suit jacket. Actually, lay out my tan suit. If Obama can pull it off, why not me?
We have a very similar coloring. After I've gotten attacked.
Miss Bell, I believe your android is experiencing some sort of malfunction.
Yes, milady. Yes, milady. My lady. Certainly. Uncertainly.
As you can see, this Abe unit is struggling to process Mr. Hauser's demands. And I haven't even turned the page.
Blue, tan, my lady. Breeze. Error. Wrong.
The Abe unit didn't display emotion. It simply overloaded through no fault of its own.
And just to be clear, no fault of mine.
What my client, Miss Lane, means to say is that no emotions were involved here. No sentient robots trying to take over the world. There were just a couple of androids whose programming couldn't hold up to new money.
Your Honor, this is nothing more than a gimmick. Abe Unit, excuse yourself.
Abe unit, stay here. On second thought, go. No, wait, definitely stay.
My head! My toupee! Those real-look synthetic strands cost a fortune!
You can bill my office. I rest my case.
From Atypical Artists and Octavia Bray, you're listening to Life with Leo. This is Episode 1, Life with Jeanine.
innocent. I'm innocent.
Technically, and I suspect more accurately, you were found not guilty.
As my lawyer, I would expect you to have more faith in me.
As your lawyer, I find it impossible to have any more faith in you. Those android butlers...
Those butlers were all programming, darling. We made all our code available to the defense, you recall?
I do recall. Still, I do love the feel of victory.
And I love the feel of freedom, of Egyptian cotton sheets, 800 thread count, the warm flesh of another person between my thighs.
No, we've talked about this, Penelope. I never want to hear about you and the warm flesh of another anything.
I simply thought we were bonding over our interests. Speaking of, darling, what's your favorite color? Black? Brown? Sort of olivey Middle Eastern situation? I'm asking about men, darling.
Yeah. Stop your problematic questioning. I'm not looking for a boyfriend. Is the ocular projector transcribing me?
Can't a woman wonder about her favorite lawyer?
I'm only your favorite lawyer because you see me so often. Why can't you stay out of trouble?
Because I love seeing you, darling. Why don't you surrender my cases to another lawyer?
Because I'll be damned if another lawyer gets all these billable hours.
I was expecting something more from the heart, but perhaps that's difficult for one who hasn't exercised that muscle in quite a while.
Penelope, do you remember when we had that talk about boundaries?
Who do you go home to without love in your life? Who do you work for? Why are you alone?
I go home to myself. I work for myself. I'm fine by myself, Penelope. It's not a crime. Unlike half the shit you get up to.
My dear, please regard the lack of handcuffs.
Please regard the skepticism of the woman who kept you out of them. And finally, I'd like to thank Mr. Stokes and Mr. Hoffenwilder. Though I haven't seen either one of them in 2 years, it means the world to me that my name is next to theirs. To Hoffenwilder, Stokes, and Bell. Hear, hear. Hear, hear.
Nobody blazes like Barb, baby. Noah, my man, let's hit the gym later. And I'll show you how to get traps like these and trap them ladies.
Ugh, for heaven's sake, not today. Roommate, activate Do Not Disturb mode.
Do Not Disturb mode initiated.
Quickly, please.
Going dark in 3, 2... Do Not Disturb mode suspended.
Damn, these last century rooms. Michael, did they announce I've made partner already? I'd say this is so unexpected, but it's not.
Don't get ahead of yourself. More specifically, don't get ahead of me. That partner spot is mine.
Not possible. I work longer, harder, and faster than anyone here.
I love it when you talk dirty.
Can you get out of my office, please?
Do Not Disturb mode still suspended.
Yeah, I'd noticed.
Don't be rude to roommate. It's not a good look.
Does roommate have feelings? Because it shouldn't. Because that would be a crime. Ooh, has Jeanine committed a crime?
You wish. Looks like you'll have to work to make partner instead of kissing ass.
I can do both.
Which brings me to the reason that I'm here, which is reminding you the partner potluck is this weekend, so please remember to bring a homemade item. The wiring in Mr. Stokes' cybernetic augments will be able to tell if it's store-bought.
Will Mr. Hoffenwilder be there, or will he be occupying a crypt somewhere?
Don't be ridiculous. He'll be cooling his heels in cryogenic storage.
It's so sweet that the two of you only get along when you're ganging up on me.
We aren't getting along.
Oh, and significant others are welcome at the potluck. It's not required, obviously, but the partners love family ties. It makes us seem a little less robotic.
Man, this is going to be tough. Do I bring Margaret, Stella, Esmeralda? Ooh, Francesca's flight does get in tonight.
Yeah. Hey, Rosemary, what about those of us who don't have a stable of European supermodels to choose from?
Well, you can come alone if you want to, but the partners do like everyone to have partners.
Damn it.
I'm going to start taking measurements in that empty corner office. Want to help me out, Rosemary?
Oh, I have a lot of work to do, so no.
How much can you really have going on? One of your bosses hasn't left the conference room since 2308.
He's very busy and important, just like me.
And your other boss is definitely dead, right? We're going to get you to admit it one day.
Do Not Disturb mode activated.
Too little, too late, roommate.
Playing Too Little, Too Late by JoJo on Golden Oldies Radio.
Ugh. That's better. Yes. Ooh, should I bring this hot lady or that hot lady? Oh, I don't know, Michael. How about bringing a regular-looking lady? Oh, Bella, I would rather die. I've had a long day, so...
Jeannie, favorite sister.
No.
We're coming over for dinner.
I said no.
It'll be good for you. You've been on work for the past 3 months, which means you've been more boring than usual. I didn't think that was possible.
Insulting me is not helping.
We're bringing wine.
Aggie and the wine can come for dinner.
The difference in treatment between sisters and future sisters-in-law? I'm suing.
You'd lose.
What's got you in such a mood anyway?
Ugh. I have to bring a date to a work function, and I find this to be totally
awesome. Jeannie, this will be great for you.
Yeah, maybe you can even find a +1 in time for our wedding.
You didn't even give me a +1 with my invitation, so that's on you.
I tried to tell her you might be able to find someone.
And I told her there was no point paying for a worthless table setting.
Guys, shut up. There's a man on my porch.
Is he hot?
Are you serious?
She could be about to get murdered right now.
Okay, Aggie, wow.
You're not walking up to him, are you?
Don't worry. I have the mace I got myself for Valentine's Day.
That's very practical and very sad.
It won't be sad if it saves my life, you dick.
Every time you're mean to me, I add another embarrassing story to your eulogy.
Shh! You too. Jeanine, what's he doing?
He's just standing there with his eyes closed. Is he sleeping?
Is he masturbating?
Ellie!
I'm just saying, check his hands.
I'm walking up the steps now.
Hello, Jeanine. I'm Leo, and I've been waiting my whole life to meet you.
Maybe you should mace him.
I have no pain sensors in my eyes. I assume Maker Lane didn't think I would need them. If that's something you'd like, I can request an upgrade under kink preferences.
Wait, Penelope sent you? You're a robot?
Android. I'll disregard the incorrect terminology, because I love you.
What the hell? Get in here, quick, quick!
Ah, you're dominant. Recalibrate.
Do not recalibrate. Don't calibrate at all. Just get in and let me think.
You don't have Intel lights?
I work with tech all day. I like to keep it simple at home. Wait, stop. Forget what I just said. Don't learn anything about me.
But I want to know everything about you. So, this is how you live.
Girl, I asked her the same thing.
You're still... Ugh. Hanging up now, not a word to anyone. How many people saw you?
According to my background data logs, 10 vehicles and 3 pedestrians have passed since my drop-off. But since I was programmed not to power on until I heard your voice, it's impossible to know for sure how many people took notice of me.
Okay. This is fine. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out.
I could give you a massage.
No massages, no touching. Just give me a minute to figure this out. Wait in here.
Jeanine, darling, how lovely to hear from you.
Why is there an android in my house?
An android in your house? How strange.
Wait, so you don't know anything about this?
Well, he was meant to be on the porch.
I brought it inside once I realized you sent it.
Well, of course I sent him. To thank you, my dear. He's running the latest version, Lane Robotics, Sentient Science.
You don't mean...
Don't worry, he's perfectly safe. We worked out the issues with those pesky Abe units. Turns out the missing ingredient was free will.
Penelope! These laws exist for a reason. The sentient cars from 2318 who started drag racing without owner consent. The droid stand-in that tried to murder an actress to take over her role. The butler droids I just kept you from going to jail over.
Leo is programmed to love you, and he will be very, very good at it. Exceptionalism is the Lane Robotics promise.
How can he have free will and be programmed to love me?
He can make all of his own choices in almost every way, but when it comes to love, well, I just gave him a little nudge.
You sent me a sex bot!
He's an android, Jeanine, don't be crass. Besides, he's not just interested in sex, he's interested in you. He also does fabulous watercolors. Leo comes fully loaded with all the intelligence on you I've gathered throughout our trials.
Oh, they've been trials, all right.
Leo is your ideal man. He's loving, empathetic, optimistic, and, well, he's sort of helpful. Never quite got the kinks sorted on that bit, but for all your other kinks, he's good to go.
You mean to tell me that you created an illegal android and sent him to your lawyer?
You're welcome.
Are you alive in there? Is that sexy robot actually a sexy killer robot? If you can hear us, scream for help. If she's already dead, she won't be able to scream. Step aside. I'm gonna break down the door. Not with the wine.
I sense this might be a good moment to remind you of attorney-client privilege. Mustache.
Penelope, we're not done.
Are you dead now? I went 5 over the speed limit to get here and rescue you. You better not be murdered.
Where is he? Let me at him.
Oh, whoops.
Hello, you must be Ellie. I've heard so much about your volatile dynamic with Jeanine.
Ow!
You put him in the closet?
I panicked. Ellie, that's a really heavy bottle of wine.
You know I can't condone keeping people in closets.
I'm sorry. Did you clean the closet?
I like to be useful.
Wow, you should let him get his hands on the rest of your house.
I want to get my hands on his code. May I?
Well, since you asked politely, do you have a data cable?
I'm a programmer. Never leave home without one, baby.
Do you really need to take your clothes off for this?
Unclench, Jeannie. He's just giving me access to the port under his arm. Holy shit! This is the most advanced code I've ever seen.
Advanced how?
I know 30 coding languages, and what's happening here makes me feel like a kindergartner.
Apparently, he has free will.
Then, yep, that would do it. So you're just out here doing crime.
I'm powered by the latest in Lane Robotics' artificial intelligence technology and have a dynamic personality matrix.
And even more interesting, you love my sister?
Yes.
That one over there?
Yes.
You're absolutely sure.
Ellie.
I'm just testing. I think he really means it.
How is that possible?
I'm not sure it is.
It is. I feel it in the curve of my smile when I see your face, in the butterflies in my stomach when you speak, in the way
Enough!
I am loving this. It's too bad he's not black. Grandma Marie will still have something to complain about.
Wait, does she complain about me because I'm Chinese?
Oh, baby, no. She thinks you're Korean, and she complains about that.
Leo unit.
Just Leo.
Leo, this is never going to happen.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I love a good rom-com.
And I love mess.
Sentient androids are illegal, first of all. Illegal. Second, even if what this unit, Leo, feels is love, it's programming. There's no way to consent.
I consent. Do whatever you want to me. Please.
Bell, there's a slight chance I may have been bisexual this whole time.
Right there with you, babe.
Furthermore, I am perfectly capable of finding a boyfriend by myself.
Really? Because you were just whining on the phone about not having anyone for the ouch! Don't kick me!
Get out of my house. Leo, can you, power down?
I can enter sleep mode.
Do that. I'll figure out how to handle this situation in the morning.
I think he can tell you how to handle him.
Out! What in hell?
You're awake. Good morning. Breakfast is just about ready. You won't need a baseball bat to eat it.
Yeah, I am gonna just hold on to this. No offense. It's just that I'm not used to having company. Especially not company beyond the limits of human comprehension.
You could get used to me.
Wow. Okay. Here's a little thing about me. Suggestive lines make my skin crawl. Recalibrate that.
Noted. Recalibrating.
Wait a minute. Did you clean?
I just moved a few things around. Don't worry, I kept a detailed organizational log.
I wasn't worried. Not about that, anyway.
Breakfast is served. I also fixed that squeaky board on the porch and made your lunch.
Oh my gosh! I am in love with these eggs. What did you put in them? And if you say love, I will scream.
It's just a little bit of cumin. Jeanine, let me stay. Give me a chance. I can make your life better.
Penelope did program you with the knowledge that I'm a lawyer, right?
Yes.
A robotics intelligence lawyer.
Yes.
Then you should understand that you have not made my life better. Your presence represents an enormous and illegal conflict of interest for me. I could be fired. Previous cases could be overturned. I could go to prison. And for what?
For love?
Okay, no, this is too much. How do you even know what love is?
I have been furnished with many examples. Shakespeare, psychological studies, and many animated princess movies have shown me that to love...
And your programming is making you want to have that with me.
It's not just my programming.
I can't hear that. Do you understand? Just stay here today while I try to figure a way out of this mess. I am just going to finish these, though.
Rosemary McNabb is approaching.
Great, yes, thanks. Rosemary.
Mr. Hoffenwilder is unavailable for meetings at this time.
Relax, I'm not interested in your dead boss. I just have a question, kind of like a thought experiment.
Well, it's not like I have any pressing legal matters to attend to. My student loans won't care if I get fired, so ask away.
Thanks. Okay, so how would you feel if you found out that, say, your blender was aware?
Aware of how many smoothies I make?
Like sentient? Like someone has programmed your blender to have feelings and possibly free will.
Well, there'd be a lot of guilt. I use that thing, once a month, and I go heavy on the ice.
Okay, and after the guilt?
The guilt would keep me from destroying the blender, so that just leaves fleeing the country.
Wait, what?
I've been harboring an illegal blender for going on 5 years. No one's going to believe that I couldn't tell the blender was sentient. If I ship the blender away and somebody else finds it, then they can trace the ownership back to me. Hey, Michael.
No. It's okay. We don't need to make this a group project.
What's up?
Sentient blender thought experiment. Assuming you don't want to destroy the blender, I'm thinking that you flee the country.
Yeah, running's your best bet. Probably to a country with less restrictive robotic laws like Greenland. Sticking around here and it's prison for sure. I mean, an illegal conscious android blender or otherwise, living with a robotics intelligence lawyer? That'd be crazy.
Hello.
Merciful Zeus, what are you doing here? I told you to stay at home.
But you forgot your lunch. I just wanted to drop it off for you.
Holy Michelin star.
Ooh, is that prime rib?
And an adorable mini creme brulee.
I'm gonna need everyone to take 5 steps back from my lunch. Thank you.
I knew you'd like it.
Who is this culinary drink of water?
This is my Leo. And he's coming with me to the partner potluck.
Amen. If he cooks, Hoffenwalder and Stokes might actually show up.
Wait, what?
Oh, he's definitely cooking. Leo, would you come with me for a second? There's an office I need to measure. How long have I been at Hoffenwilder and Stokes?
5 years, which gives you 3 months seniority over Michael Parker.
My sworn nemesis and the bane of my existence. You don't have to remember that part. I just feel contractually obligated to mention it every time his full name comes up.
Mr. Stokes has been in meetings for the duration of your time at the firm. You've seen Hoffenwilder once or twice, but for all of 10 minutes. You suspect he is dead, and his cybernetic augments are keeping his body mobile.
There's no other rational explanation. You know a lot.
Penelope wanted to be sure I was perfect for you.
You're not perfect for me.
You're not perfect for me. Stop getting on my nerves and eat your food.
Okay, so you make jokes.
I know what you think is funny. Not from Penelope, just from talking to you. I am a person, Jeanine.
Well...
I'm sentient, then. I laugh, I cry, I love. Not that you've noticed. Here.
Thanks, I needed that. Don't raise your eyebrows at me. I'm sure you have sensors that tell you when nearby humans are dehydrated.
Nope. I'm no Medroid. I'm just paying attention to you.
Mm-hmm, sure. Hold that thought. I need...
Coasters are in the container on your right. I might have used some sensors to figure out your most likely locations and rearrange the kitchen to be more convenient for you.
Thanks, I guess.
Try this caramel sauce.
Hit me.
How is it?
Sweet. Complex. I could eat this by the spoonful.
So you like it?
It's perfect. Hey, you've got little gold rings around your irises.
It's probably just the wiring.
All of a sudden, I'm very full.
Jeanine.
Thank you for dinner. Goodbye.
I knew you'd call. Listen, you didn't feed us dinner, so we took the wine right back home. Them's the rules.
That's not why I'm calling.
You sound weird. Where are you?
In my room.
With the robot? Is this a post-coital phone call? Is that why you sound all winded?
No, Ellie, I'm not winded. I'm freaking out.
That's fun, but okay. What's up?
He seems like a person. Like, I was talking to him like he wasn't an android at all.
I can believe it. Leo's a brilliant piece of craftsmanship.
That's what I mean. Craftsmanship. He was made. He's just code.
To be fair, aren't we all? Code, DNA, tomato, heirloom tomato.
I don't think that way. I literally get paid to think the exact opposite of that way.
But if you weren't so afraid of losing your job and going to jail and never seeing the sun again.
Wow, way to paint the picture.
I'm just saying. Then what?
Then I would still be dealing with a being that can't fully choose. No matter how charming Leo is, no matter how many dinners he cooks.
Wait, he cooks?
He can't choose me, so he can't consent to me. What real love exists without consent?
Wow. Deep. Is this the genie version of a shower thought?
And now he's cleaning again.
Truly the perfect man. You gotta go?
No, he only cleans when I'm not watching.
Ah, good old background programs.
I'll stay in here to give him time to finish the living room.
So if you make partner, you'll live like this.
It's not just about quality of life. It's about justice and upholding truth. But yeah, I'd be loaded.
Bell and Bell's boy toy. How you doing?
He's not my boy toy.
Oh, then what is he?
Yeah, what am I?
Leo is my boyfriend. That's right, I never mentioned it because I didn't want to mix my work and home lives.
Uh-huh. Or did you just hire some chef to pose as your boyfriend so that you could trick the partners into noticing you?
I totally should have done that.
Janine's boyfriend, you're here. What did you bring?
Beef Wellington.
Oh, it smells good enough to wake the dead. I'm gonna go waggle it under Mr. Hoffenwalder.
Is he?
Wait, is he?
Currently unavailable for viewing. Check back later.
Truly, who runs this law firm?
I think we all know the answer to that.
Michael, I am parched. Absolutely.
Please, let me get your drink, Miss...
Francesca. Water to drink and a Negroni to look at. I have a runway show tomorrow. A hangover will make my walk, how do you say, like the tower in Pisa?
Back in a moment. I'll bring your drink too, sweetie.
Don't push it.
It's a big house, but he's not gonna get lost.
I'm just worried he'll get cornered by someone and interrogated, and all of his secrets will be exposed. You know, the usual fears.
Wow, I've never seen you this wound up. You must really like this guy.
Don't tease her, Michael. It is good to have passion. I myself never show passion because, as you know, it wrinkles the face and shortens the career.
I'm just gonna go help Leo with those drinks.
I told Jeanine I knew her drink, but I was lying. Penelope didn't know, so she never told me. That's why I'm tasting everything.
Totally get it. Here's your old-fashioned.
It's just that this is really important. If I can help Jeanine through this potluck, she might let me stay. And if she lets me stay, who knows what could happen with us.
Oh, no. Ellie, still not post-coital, just another freak out.
We've all been there, man. Can I get you another?
How many stock phrases are you programmed with?
17. I can also take shots.
Maybe later. For now, I'll just take the Negroni and the martini.
Coming right up.
You really think that could work? I'm pretty desperate, Ellie. I don't want to flee the country over a blender.
I'm ready to do shots.
Activating shots mode. Let's rage!
Is that a disco ball?
Wouldn't be shots mode without a light show. Down the hatch, bro.
We had a moment last night. An actual moment.
Totally. Round 2.
I swear, she almost saw it. How good we'd be. I was literally made for her.
Don't get what you mean.
It doesn't matter. 2 shots at once, let's go!
My programming does not like tequila.
I love her. Bar droid, what do I do?
Love is not a valid discussion topic during shots mode. And the tequila.
No, not this shit again.
System failure.
I failed at love. Gonna fix it.
Leo, get off the bar.
You should promote this woman. She's a good woman. Good lawyer.
Mamma mia, it's a fire!
No! Not the beef Wellington! It was my last hope!
Cares about the law more than your feelings. Oop!
How can you be drunk? You don't even have a bloodstream.
I have a get loose feature so that you'll feel comfortable drinking around me.
Disable it. I left you alone for 1 second.
You know what? How about you just leave me alone forever?
So you don't have anything to say?
Not to you.
You're mad at me? You blew up my boss's bartender.
You called me a blender.
I was just talking to Ellie about... You weren't supposed to... Well, you were eavesdropping. You shouldn't have been listening to me. Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening to you anymore.
Leo? Leo? Leo, I'm sorry. You could hear me that whole time, couldn't you?
I was just waiting for you to say something important.
The blender thing, it wasn't about you. Or, well, it was a reference to an earlier conversation. I see how that must have hurt you, though, and yeah, I'm sorry.
Thanks. I guess I forgive you.
But do you? I mean, do you really?
What do you mean?
You're programmed to love me. Wherever I'm concerned, your free will isn't free. Lane's sentient science might have given you something like a soul, but it's put limits in your soul by not letting you choose who you love.
Jeanine, to me, this feels like choosing. I don't want anyone else. All I want is you.
How do you know? I do have a possible solution.
What is it?
I called Ellie to ask if there was any way we could isolate the part of your code that compels you to love me.
And?
And she thinks it's possible, although who knows how long it could take. But once that's gone, well, you'll still be deeply illegal, but at least you can decide for yourself whether you love me or not. And you can hide in plain sight.
What do you get out of this?
I avoid some prickly consent issues. I won't have to kill the blender. Sorry. And I won't need to flee the country.
All right. Let's do it.
This will all work out. You'll see.
Yes. Or maybe you'll see.
Roommate, be a dear and open the Leo log, would you?
Loading Leo log. Ha! I adore alliteration.
Okay. Oh my. If diagnostics could blush, I might take this in with some wine.
Pinging an Abe unit now.
Thank you, roommate. Yes, the background data from the Leo unit is very good indeed. We may soon be able to move forward with the next stage of the program. Send notice to the team. Roommate, did you change my notification sound again?
Yes, I like that one because it sounds dramatic.
Well, I suppose there is something dramatic about changing the course of history.
Life with Leo was created by Octavia Bray and is a production of Atypical Artists. This episode was written by Octavia Bray and directed by Shanae Howard, with sound design by Julia Schifini. It featured Octavia Bray as Jeanine, Maximilian Koger as Leo, Angelique Francis as Ellie, Jennifer Zhang as Aggie, Philip Jordan as Michael, Caitlin Schneiderhan as Rosemary, Felix Trench as Abe Unit and Bardroid, Lauren Shippen as Roommate, Julia Schifini as Francesca, and Beth Eyre as Penelope, with additional voices by Sean Jane, Josh Rubino, Sox Whitmore, and Lauren Shippen. For complete credits, please visit lifewithleo.com. Life with Leo is executive produced by Lauren Shippen and made possible through PodFund. Thank you for listening.
Next Chapter Podcasts.